Hello. I was recently talking with someone about the idea of building software, and a couple fundamental questions came up regarding um, planning and thinking about your direction with software. And those questions I'll show right now here. They are: where are we going? Why is it worth going there? And what's especially different about your direction? And I thought it would be fun to share my thoughts on these questions in the short little video here. Um, First, where are we going? Fundamentally, I'm going somewhere where software that I make becomes more tangible, where people can interact with their work as they're iterating, exploring, and designing. I want to go where there's creativity and there's fun with software. I want to go somewhere where people feel empowered to create, a world where people are empowered to enact their creative visions in the world. Uh, Software should be as ready to go as pen and paper. It's ready at hand, it's instantly usable, it's highly malleable, and it's particularly adaptable to how you're thinking through whatever problem you're facing. Tangible software, creative, fun, um, empowering. Those are the kinds of things I hope to achieve as I build useful software. Why is it worth going there? Now, this kind of software is worth it because I think it's both very fun and it's very human. Software that enables creative exploration by focusing on the tangibility of what you're making encourages creative thinking. If you have an idea, you can get started right away, build momentum, and discover awesome things. I'd like to show an example of what I mean by this. I recently it was Valentine's Day and I wanted to make my own card. I have an Axie draw, and so I like to come up with some design ideas on my own and use that to, make something. And I also have to learn Rhino for work. And so I thought, I wonder if there's a way I can use Rhino to create this vision I have in my head. The idea I wanted to convey was pretty simple. It's that um, I wanted to convey that I love my wife and I will love her forever. So I came up with this idea of this sort of infinity symbol and hearts going around it. And I was able to do this pretty quickly. I had only started learning Grasshopper a couple days ago. Grasshopper is this, what you see on the right here. It's this node based script editor, and it lets you, do kind of whatever you want within the realm of 3D surface modeling. So I can change some things here and I can see the results right away. And, it was awesome. It worked. And, I made something real. I had the idea, I hopped in. Even though I'm learning, I was able to play around, really kind of get a touch and feel for the model, and I achieved exactly what I wanted to do. And I want more software like that. I think that's amazing. I think it's worth pursuing designing and making software like this because it focuses the creative process. It gives power to the users of the computers. I think that we should not be subordinate to the machines. In fact, we should use the machines as the powerful tools that they are to, exert our will into the world, and in a positive way, of course. I mean, the creative output of us and our minds using computers as a tool is worth pursuing. And that is what I want to achieve as I keep building software tools. So, why is it worth going here? Fun and creative work is inherently human. We should not be subordinate to our machines. Rather, we should use them as powerful tools they are. We can create beautiful things when we are empowered to pursue our ideas. Okay, So finally, what's especially different about the direction that I'm headed here? I mean, I showed you an example of existing software. So, where am I even going with all of this? Well, I want to present a slight philosophical shift in my thinking that happened recently. I occasionally hear this idea about programming that it's important to consider its value. The code that you write should have some kind of value that you can attribute to it. And typically, this is what commercial value that code has. And I find that framing to be, frankly, insufficient. Computers are these amazing, powerful tools, and I'd hate to only ever use them for commercial reasons. Pencils and pens and paper, they help you write tests, they help you write prescriptions, whatever, functional things. But they're also capable of giving you so much more freedom. You can use them to draw, you can use them to write poetry. As this is nothing new. And I think that commercial value of software is just quite a limiting box to consider with value. And so the way I'm thinking about the software I build is what creative value can it provide? What creative value can the software tools I'm thinking about and building provide? What can they unlock? And I don't want to be so grandiose about it. I really, this is pretty straightforward. The idea is, to build software tools that enable makers and creative people to produce the things that they want to do in the world. So I'm just going to end this by showing a couple little things. Nothing is so concrete. The thing is, I'm not an amazing programmer, and this vision I have, I can't do. I'm not good enough yet. But I think it's something that I can pursue and, work towards one step at a time, getting better and better results, as I keep experimenting, as I iterate, as I build. Okay, so let me just end this off by showing a couple little examples. Here I have a little SVG art card web app. The goal here is that I can use it on my phone to make little art experiments while I'm on the bus commuting to work. It's not good enough yet, but it's already pretty fun to play around with. Let me show you, just this sort of kaleidoscope example here. All I've done is run ClojureScript, and I've got this code that runs and produces some SVG output. I can change it here. I can, just do any normal code things you can imagine here. But I also have the ability to drag points around in this canvas. And just those ideas alone give you quite a bit of tangibility, quite a bit of freedom. This app's not good enough yet to actually run the way I want it to on a phone, but it's a really nice start. And that's an example of the kind of stuff I want to keep building. I have here, I can pull up another example of something a little more, commercially valuable, but still creative nonetheless. I have a work in progress Clojure namespace here where I'm working on making a little tool that can output an entire 3D model of a heated water storage tank using just a few key parameters at the top level. So what I've just done here is actually created a step file which I can open in a 3D modeler. I'll show you in a second. But I've simultaneously made a little SVG visualization output that you can view right in the REPL here. And so it's not tangible in the sense that you can drag things around, but it's right at hand. It's very quick to look at what you're doing in the same program that you're doing it in. Now I'm going to go over here, and this is the 3D model I was referring to. You can see, roughly speaking, that it's following that 2D example in the REPL here. The goal of this thing is to make an actually useful thing for manufacturing. This is going to be, imagine it much taller. It's subject to certain design constraints and considerations, all of which I intend to incorporate into the code structure here and have a a document also explaining how it works, the constraints and design considerations. And finally, I'll show this here. This is a quilt block that I designed using some closure tools that I've been working on. And look, it's a real, actual thing in the world. And I think that is just so cool. I didn't make this quilt, my mom did, but it's just amazing to see code produce some visual output on the screen and produce a nice cozy quilt in real life. I just love that. And that's what's different about what I'm trying to do. I want to help makers make things. And that's the vision, that's the dream. I don't have too much more to say about this. I just wanted to get back into making some videos, and so I thought this was a pretty cool little thing to chat about. Thanks for watching this, and stay tuned. I'm going to keep experimenting and making videos and showing off little things as I figure them out. But that's the vision. I want to explore the creative value of software tools, helping makers make things in the world. Thank you.